The question from any South African's mind right now should be how to protect South Africans and the future of their children, not only from terrorist attack, but from the ANC itself. Coming up. Well, as some of you guys might know, that the National Commissioner Fannie Masemola has returned those 121 dockets that were collected by General Sibia. You remember those documents that were collected by General Sibia under the command of Senzo Mchunu? Yeah. Masemola returned those 121 dockets back to the hands of Mkhwanazi and his task team so that the investigation can proceed.
On the 26th of March 2025, this year, a total of 121 case dockets that were under investigation were taken away from the task team as directed by a Deputy National Commissioner Crime Detection, a Lieutenant General Sibia, who was acting on the instruction of the Minister of Police to disband the team. This was done without the authority of the National Commissioner, nor I, as a Provincial Commissioner, was never informed. These case dockets have since March been sitting at the head office ever since, without any investigation work done on them. 5 of these dockets had already instruction to arrest perpetrators, but nothing has been done because a Lieutenant General Sibia, being instructed by the Minister, well, executing instruction of the Minister, withdrew all these dockets and they are sitting in archive in his office in Pretoria. God knows why.
And of course, Cyril Ramaphosa's hired gun, or should I say, Cyril Ramaphosa's boy, Firoz Cachalia, started having running stomach. And you know why? Is because some of those dockets, guys, were so advanced to a point where the only thing that was remaining was just to execute the arrest.
The acting Police Minister Firoz Cachalia has criticized National Commissioner of Police for moving dockets related to political killings before an inquiry into corruption in the police has begun its work. Fannie Masemola on Thursday announced that 121 dockets taken from KwaZulu-Natal to Gauteng will now be returned to the province's task team. In a media statement, Cachalia says he's concerned by the move. The minister says the political killings task team is at the center of the allegations made by KZN Police Commissioner Mkhwanazi in July.
General, thanks so much for joining us. I think the question top of mind for most of us is what is the status of those dockets that were referred to in that July press conference by General Mkhwanazi? I mean, there was speculation about where they were and what was happening. What can you tell us about where they are now? Have they been released?
Well, yes, they were traced at the headquarters, and I've given directive that they return to the province of KwaZulu-Natal for investigation. The officials are busy with, the detectives are busy with making copies, and then from there they will be sent back to the provincial commissioner, and he will allocate them back to the political killing task team, and the investigations will continue.
Are there any fears that they may have been compromised in the time that they were lying dormant? I mean, it's since March, I believe, until now. They could have been tampered with.
Well, I take it that when they were taken in, they were checked. So the same process is what they are doing now, checking. So if in case there are some disparities, they will pick it up. But otherwise, they are going to check it against the record. When they came in from there, they will take them, return them back to the province of KwaZulu-Natal.
National Commissioner Junior Command from Newsroom Africa, is this an admission that the manner in which the dockets were taken from KZN to Gauteng was illegal? And what is going to happen to the individuals that took those dockets and are now returning them back to that task?
Junior, your question is a bit sort of subjudicated, so I'm not going to answer that. The fact of the matter is, yes, I placed the docket in Pretoria. Now I'm in the process of bringing it back to KwaZulu-Natal. Of course, we will retain copies for in case they are required anyway.
Is it sufficient to say that they are all going to be returned today?
Not necessarily today. It's a process. I wrote the letter for, I'm sure, last week or week before last, to the detectives and the provincial commissioner to return them back. But I know that they must go through a process of checking, making copies, and then send them back to the province. So that process is on. When it's going to finish, as soon as they are done, they will be returning them back to the province.
I totally agree with National Commissioner Fannie Masemola here, guys. The investigation has to continue. As you know, that these documents can remain there and those cases can't go cold, because the more cases go cold, the more complicated they are. As you know, that some of those dockets were so advanced to a point where the only thing that was remaining was just to execute arrest. Even SACP is very happy with General Masemola's return of those documents back to Mkhwanazi and his task team. Listen to this.
It is unacceptable for public office bearers to interfere in operational matters, including investigations. The SACP therefore welcomes the decision by the National Police Commissioner, General Fannie Masemola, who announced at the 27th Interpol African Regional Conference on Thursday, 28 August 2025, to return 121 case docket previously removed from the KwaZulu-Natal Political Killings Investigation Task Team.
And Cachalia is having sleepless nights. And this is what he's saying. Cachalia is saying, guys, that Masemola shouldn't have retrieved those 121 dockets. Those 121 dockets were supposed to wait for the Madlanga Commission. You remember Madlanga Commission? The commission that was started by Cyril Ramaphosa to investigate General Mkhwanazi. Now, that commission was supposed to start Monday. Yeah, it was supposed to start just recently, just Monday. But that commission couldn't start. It was postponed. Imagine, just starting. They couldn't even start and is postponed indefinitely. That means they just said it's postponed. They didn't even tell the nation as to when exactly will that commission, Madlanga Commission, will commence. That means those documents, according to Cachalia, were supposed to remain where they were kept until the Madlanga Commission returns or until the Madlanga Commission starts investigation. Imagine. You know why they are saying that? You know why Cachalia is saying that? It's because, remember, General Mkhwanazi's term in the office is getting to an end. I think it ends at the end of the year. Now, Cyril Ramaphosa and Cachalia are delaying this investigation. Hence, they say those dockets were supposed to remain there until the Madlanga Commission resumed investigation. That means they are delaying this investigation until Mkhwanazi's term is over. Then, of course, when Mkhwanazi is gone, that means the people that were supposed to be arrested, the people that were supposed to be prosecuted, no one will be prosecuted. Because obviously Mkhwanazi will be gone already. That's why now when these dockets are being returned back to Mkhwanazi, Cachalia is saying, oh no, because now Mkhwanazi is going to resume the investigation, which means that some people are going to spend their Christmas in jail come this December. Because obviously Mkhwanazi has to speed up the investigation since, of course, his term is coming to an end. Hence now Cyril Ramaphosa and Cachalia are having sleepless nights. And guess what? Not only is Cachalia having chest pains about these dockets that have been returned back to Mkhwanazi and the task team, also Professor Mary de Haas. You remember Mary de Haas, guys? One of the Cyril's protector. Yes, just like, she belongs to Paul O'Sullivan's team. Yeah, those are Cyril's strong defenders. She's also having chest pains, even claiming that Masemola has broken the law by returning those dockets back to Mkhwanazi and the political killing task teams to resume the investigations. Listen to her here.
A very good afternoon to you, Mary. Thanks very much for your time. What do you make of what the acting Minister of Police has actually said about this matter.
This team was officially disbanded. I think you need to understand this team was set up at a ministerial level. It wasn't a team set up by a provincial or national commission. It was set up after the Morani Commission at an executive level of government involving ministers. So only the minister could disband it. The minister legally disbanded it in writing at the end of last year. So by returning, I'm not sure who he's returning the dockets to, because the so-called head of the team, who's not even a detective, he's operational response, that's General Khumalo, is currently suspended. Furthermore, General Sibiya was absolutely entitled to call for the dockets because he's the national head of detectives. So I don't know who those dockets are going back to, because the political killings team has officially ceased to exist. The minister deals with policy, and the national commissioner is supposed to obey the policy directives, including when a task team is disbanded. So Masemola has broken the law, and I'm not sure who he's returned the dockets to because Khumalo is currently suspended. So I don't see why there's any controversy over this. The minister is not directing him. He's querying why he is sending dockets back to a team that no longer exists legally.
Yeah, guys, kushubile. Even Cyril himself, guys, is having chest pains and sleepless nights about the returns of this document by General Commissioner Masemola. Listen to what News 24 said about Cyril's anger and fury about the return of this document. News 24 says, President Cyril Ramaphosa has questioned National Police Commissioner General Fannie Masemola's decision to remove 121 criminal dockets from the office of his suspended Deputy Lieutenant General Shadrach Sibiya. Kushubile. But now, guys, in closing, this is what I would like to say. Firoz Cachalia, guys, is a Minister of Police. He has got no right, as far as I know, he has got no right to interfere with the works of the police. That's why when Senzo Mkhunu did the very same thing when he commanded General Sibiya to retrieve those documents from the Mkhwanazi's political killing task teams. So what Mkhwanazi did, Mkhwanazi took Senzo Mkhunu to court to say, see, Senzo Mkhunu is interfering with the works of the police. Now comes Cachalia is doing the very same thing that Mkhwanazi took Senzo Mkhunu to court for. You see? Why? Because police ministers are not allowed, by law, they're not allowed to get involved or to influence or to get involved on the police works. Not only the ministers, apparently, even Cyril Ramaphosa himself, he is not allowed to fiddle on police investigation or on police works. That means these two guys, Cachalia and Cyril, have actually broken the law by involving themselves on the work that belongs to the police.
Of the dockets that have been returned to the KZN Political Killings Task Team. Why now? And why is the president fuming? Ungenapho president. Ungenapho Ramaphosa kuma dockets of political killings. Ufumela ntoni? Ibhafali yafuma. Fumela ntoni? Ungenaphi kuma dockets? If the dockets are being kept in the offices and there is no investigation and some of them had warrants of arrest, you are giving more time to the criminals to cover their tracks. Why are you fuming when the police take the dockets to go and do the job? Some people say maybe the Commission of Inquiry is going to investigate the... They will go testify. The Dockets must go be investigated. We have to fight crime.
Now, the big question is, Cyril Ramaphosa, ungenapi wena la? Firoz Cachalia, why are you guys involving yourself with the works of the police, which is illegal as far as I know? That's why Mkhwanazi took Senzo Mchunu to court, saying that Mchunu is interfering with the works of the police. Now Cachalia and Cyril Ramaphosa are doing the very same thing. Why? Because bayabona ukuthi manje amanzi angena endlini. What do you think? Let me have your comment below. And of course, don't forget, guys, if you are coming for the first time, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.